better?
Yeah.
Everybody good? Am I good now?
Yeah, you gravy now.
Okay, good. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again, ladies and gentlemen. All right, round of applause. Keith Robinson is here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. All right, so if you just tuned in, we was telling the story about how he got out to L.A. on following his music dream, and then ended up acting in Power Rangers. Then what happened after Power Rangers, Keith?
After Power Rangers, I think I did a TV movie, NBC, and then after that I did ER. Did some TV, a lot of guest appearances, ER and NYPD Blue, and still making records in between. And then I think the first big movie I did was I did Half and Half, a show called American Dreams, and after that I did Fat Albert. I played young Bill Cosby, and that was my first studio film. And I actually even put a song in that movie too. So that kind of started the whole movie thing. But yeah, that was the first big gig, man.
Wow. So you doing a little bit of both. Did you start to enjoy acting more than you did singing, or is singing still your passion?
Singing's still my passion. I mean, I enjoy both of them. I think it's two different vehicles, but and the acting thing kind of it's a little more concrete as far, it's a little more systematic as far as the way that it flows. So it's a good thing. It provided really good balance for me, kind of, because when one wasn't moving the way that I wanted it to, I could always revert to the other one and have another outlet to express myself creatively. You know what I mean? Which is important, I think. So they kind of go hand in hand.
So look, most of the songs that we hear you do in movies, do you have any writing with those songs, or how does that work out for you? As
far as song, say it again now?
Songwriting. Have you written any of the songs that you do, that you perform in some of the movies?
I've written all of them, every one of them. I guess the only one that I didn't write was, of course, was Dreamgirls, which was Family, and Patience, which was, I think Saida Garrett wrote Patience in Dreamgirls, and then Family was already established. The Broadway musical for Dreamgirls, the song Family was already there. It had been around for I think when we shot it, it had already been around for 25 years.
Right.
So those are,
that was a big movie, Keith. You got to talk about the experience of working on Dreamgirls with Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson and Eddie Murphy. There's a lot of heavy hitters in that movie.
It was, man. It was exciting. You know what I mean? And everybody involved was excited because it was already a huge bar that had been set with how successful the musical was. So to be around, talent in every direction was cool. It was good. It was good to be a part of the number. It was like being on a dream team because everybody was phenomenal. So, and everybody wanted to kind of do their part, make sure they, when they threw you the ball, you did what you were supposed to do with it. So it was a good experience, man. Yeah.
Right. So what kind of lessons did you learn from anybody that was on the set? Like either as a musician or an actor?
Of Dreamgirls, the lesson, I mean, I don't know if it was a lesson. I mean, I thought I always respected how down to earth Jamie was, and Beyonce. We're still accessible and down to earth, and hadn't the success hadn't gone to their heads, which was cool, which was refreshing for me, because I walking into a room with all these huge stars, and I was pretty much a newcomer. I didn't really know what to expect, but everybody was cordial and had a healthy respect for each other's talent. So I thought that was cool. It was like, it was refreshing to see that you could be at the top of the mountain and still be, cool. That's important, because sometimes you run into cats who ain't on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
I think in honesty, man, and people reach those type of heights, they're looking for some normalcy. Because I know just having conversations with Jennifer Hudson throughout the years, she wears her high school ring, just to remind her of what things used to be. She says she longs to go to Walmart and shop and all of that kind of stuff. So, just be around normalcy and people that treat you like a normal person. I think they thrive for that.
Yeah, that's important, man. That's important. It's definitely the great leveler. You know what I mean? You can have some sense of gravity around you. You know what I mean? Because it's important for the long term, for the long run. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So one movie that I did want to talk about, and this is rather timely, and that's Get On Up, and you having the opportunity to work with Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace to Chadwick, who just passed
Indeed,
on
rest in peace.
Friday. What was that like for you, man?
It was great. It was great in the fact that it was James Brown, and that I was, you know, me kind of going to high school in Augusta and getting a chance to play in the movie was a real cool full circle moment for me. I had befriended the Brown family before, years before the movie even got stood up. So I was, you know, it was kind of like, it was satisfying to see that James Brown was going to get his just due as far as getting a motion picture, which he really deserved. It was special. I mean, we shot in Natchez, Mississippi. And again, it was a lot of talent. You know, it was Jill Scott, it was Chadwick, of course. It was Nelson Ellis, Aloe Black. So it was like one of those cats. It kind of felt a little bit like Dreamgirls as far as that energy on the set. So it was a cool. I knew it would be a benchmark, and I just really wanted just to be a part of it in whatever way I could, because I knew it was going to be one of those historic films. And now it's historical in a totally different way. That's really shocking. But you know, I'm glad I got a chance to work with him, experience it.
So first time you met Chadwick, I know you guys shared a lot that was in common. So talk about the first time that you met him, because he hadn't reached the superstardom height yet. So what was that movie like?
Well, he had just come off of 42, which was a coveted role for a lot of young black actors. Myself included, we all wanted that role. And Chadwick did a great job. And I think I met him. I had arrived a few days after he was there. Well, he was there a while, and just at the rehearsal hall, because they had a rehearsal hall for us there in Natchez where we performed a lot of the dance numbers, a lot of the songs, some of the James Brown hits, and then in the other room, Chadwick would be in there dancing. Cool, level-headed, but really hard-working, man. Really hard-working and really digging in, because I think he kind of knew that you got to get this one right. You can't miss with James. Right. So many pressure. The pressure, there's a level of pressure that goes into trying to mimic someone that everybody already has a picture of who he is in their minds.
Right.
And myself included, I was like, man, I hope he's able to really embody it, because you can't half-step it. And I think he knew that, so his work ethic was impeccable. He was a very, very hard worker, even in between time, even in the down times. Those were the times when he would work even harder as far as just embodying who James Brown was. Yeah. And really unaffected, you know, kind of humble, and we, you know, we cool. We joked around, saw him every day. So it was kind of like one of the homies, you know, because we're all of us artists. I think black actors kind of have a common ground, as a common likeness. So it was a good vibe among all of us. Yeah. And then me and him, like you say, we're from the same part of the country. He's from South Carolina. Having grown up in that area, there was some, we had that in common as well. So to think how where we're at today is, it's pretty shocking. And I'm amazed that so much work was put in, without us knowing, behind, and what he was going through behind closed doors. It just put everything in perspective for me. Yeah. Immediately, because the last time that I saw him, I thought we spoke briefly, I think a few months ago, outside of the BET Awards, BET weekend in LA. We spoke briefly. We hadn't seen each other in a while, and I thought he was just really stressed out from just being a superstar so fast, because a lot comes with that, especially from the studios and expectations. Yeah. People pulling on you, and you have to be a certain weight, a certain look. You got to carry yourself a certain way to keep the ball rolling, because a lot of other tentacles are into you. Mm-hmm. So I chalked it up to that. So I would have never fathomed, like everybody else, that what he was going through behind closed doors. So looking back at the movie now, you have a newfound respect and perspective on him and just life. So God bless him. Rest in peace.
Yeah, and you know, I thought it was amazing, because the cast was in New York at Sirius XM Studios, and Chadwick was talking about a relationship that he had formed with two little boys that was turned.
I saw you post that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and then you know, when I started doing the math, I was like, man, that was 2 years ago. His diagnosis was 4 years ago. So I thought it was big of him to be able to set himself aside, even though he was going through that battle like he was, and and still be a blessing to somebody else.
That was huge. That was a huge selfless act. His whole career was a selfless offering. When you look back at it, because the height of his career was inside of those 4 years.
Yeah,
that was a pinnacle of his career. The irony of it is haunting. It kind of felt the same way when Kobe passed. It's like the irony of being at the apex. If anything, this year has taught us is that we got to cherish every moment, take every day, breathe every second, and we're all in the same boat. No one is exempt. No level of success, notoriety, or lack thereof. Will exempt you from,
that's a great message that you have there, Keith. And we say it all the time, especially when something dark like this happens. Everybody says it all the time, but then you kind of jump on your horse and keep riding again.
You got to.
It's very important, to realize that, and what's been shown is that it doesn't matter what you do. Right. It doesn't matter about your social status. It don't matter how much money you got. Death don't have no respect. Nobody.
Right.
This dude was young. He was 43 years old. And, one of the things that I talked about, even though he kind of suffered in silence, I'm quite sure his family knew, but he kept it private. But one of the things that's really important, and I was having this conversation with my dad not too long ago, is that it's important for families to know each other's health history. We have to share that. You know what I mean? Because it's become a conversation that colorectal cancer, it was supposed to be that you started getting screened when you was 50. But now, as he passed, we're starting to have more and more conversation, and they're seeing more and more young people with colorectal cancer. So that means if you have a family history, you should start getting screened earlier. And then on top of that, another thing that's important for all of us to know is that, when you talk to your family and you take all of those things into account, and then you look at the family, there's some things you can't do things about, but then you got lifestyle changes of things that you can. That's the amount of alcohol that you consume, you smoke, your obesity level, the food that you eat, all of that stuff you can take into consideration.
Yeah, all that you got to factor in. I think we as people, we've always kind of not been the most disciplined when it comes to our intake. The average, what we eat, especially growing up in the South, we get it in. And, we're naturally gifted athletically, I believe, but as far as the discipline to continue that, some type of physical endeavor, as far as physical exercise on the average, we have our numbers are low. We need to really get into the habit of sweating and watching how much meat, how much alcohol, whatever it is, and monetize what goes into our bodies, because it catches up to us a lot younger now. I think my grandfather, he passed at, he was 85, but he was strong up until, I remember in his 70s, him and his boy carrying a tractor across the field in Alabama, just a strong, had a farm and really, the cows, the pigs, he was a hands-on, strong man. Ate pork, ate a lot of those meats, but he was eating it fresh from the farm. Like if it was bacon, it was his bacon that we went out there and killed the pig, brought it in. The eggs was from the chicken coop. The beef was from the cows. So there was it never made it to these factories where they plumping the meat up, the chicken wings and all the chemicals and stuff. It was straight from the farm. And I believe that factors in now, because now we as kids, we grew up, with McDonald's, with the processed food and with the quick this, the quick drive through, all that. I think as you get older, it catches up to you.
Absolutely.
A lot sooner. So we got to pay attention to them.
That's what my dad was saying. He said, you realize all of this stuff starts when you're younger, all that sugar intake that we have, and eventually it catches up to you.
Yeah, it does.
I got to sit on the side of the bed before I throw my feet on the floor. And
exactly.
I'm a relatively healthy cat, man. I haven't been exercising like I was, before the pandemic.
You got to get on it, man. You got to get on it.
I know it. You ain't lying. How you keep yourself up? Do you have a regular routine that you work out?
Yeah, I do, man. I usually, what I do is I get up in the morning, I do I do a shot of vinegar, shot of the apple cider vinegar with the honey. I do. I drink one energy drink, like a Celsius drink, kind of start the blood flow. It's kind of a metabolism thing. I drink some water. I do half an hour on the bike, like 30 minutes. Then I'll eat breakfast, which is like, usually for me, it's like when I'm on the road, I eat a lot more discipline. It's six egg whites, oatmeal. Then I'll go work out. And then I come back and eat 3 meals out the day and then one more protein shake before I go to bed. So it's a pretty regimented diet that I have, especially when I'm on the road because I'm able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What time do you stop eating though?
I probably stop eating my last meal about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And then before I go to sleep, I'll do a protein shake.
Yeah.
And then I won't eat again until the following morning, probably about 9:30.
Oh, okay.
9:30. Yeah.
So look, Keith, when you're on a shooting schedule, whether you're doing TV or a movie, what's your sleep pattern like?
It really depends on what the movie is, what it is. I mean, a TV show which kind of stretched out like this for 2 months, the sleeping habits are pretty regular unless you got a night shoot or you have to get up super early. But we have a big cast, so we don't actually shoot every day. So if I work 2 days, I might be off 3 days, or it's kind of a block staggered schedule. So I'm able to really kind of fall into a rhythm. Now for movies, it really depends on what the movie is. If it's I've shot horror movies where every shoot was at night and that is like upside down, or it's just, if it's a regular movie, it's just, you clock in, they try to do 12-hour days and between 12 and 15-hour days. And, you kind of just make sure you got to get your 6 hours in so you have them bags on camera.
Right. Yeah. They had to make them up anyway. All that little makeup they be putting on your face.
Yeah. I don't even wear makeup though. True story. I'm the only one on my cast that don't wear makeup. I don't wear any makeup.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah, I never really wore makeup. Yeah, I think Dreamgirls is probably the only movie where I wore makeup. A little bit of anti-shine.
Yeah. So why they don't put nothing on your face? You got that good skin.
I like to chalk it up to that, Cayman. I like to say that's why. I do some little dermatological, man, some lotion and keep my face clean. And that's about it. I don't cake it on too much. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you use soap on your face?
I use like an active cleanse, like Dermalogica, cleansing gel. I'm giving out my beauty secrets.
I know, everybody want to know when they hear you don't have to wear no makeup. Everybody's starting to cut back on that makeup.
Dermalogica, man. I started using Dermalogica when I started filming Dreamgirls because they would take me and Jennifer and Anika Noni Rose and they would give us facials every week, which was, I guess this is how they do it with big movies. Okay, cool. So they got me on it. I ain't been off of it, so that's all I use.
Yeah, that facial stuff feel good, man. It make you feel like somebody.
Yeah, I knew I had made it when I got a facial. I said, "Oh, okay, then. You want me to lay on the chair right here? You finna wash my face? Oh, okay, all right. Okay, this cool right
here." So you've been on a set, man, and I know you don't film all the time, but how often do you have a chance to really work on your music?
I can work on my music pretty much every day, man. Usually like tonight I got a session when I get off with you, I'm going to a session and I got a session tomorrow. So, that's the good thing about being shooting in Atlanta is this is kind of like my home base musically. So I'm in and out of studios all over the city whenever I'm here. And then I get a lot of downtime where it's just me. So I'm able to write and kind of collect my thoughts. So, I try to take advantage of any downtime I got to try to put some music in. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah. Thanks to Senate. People asked me about Saint Percentage. It's coming back next year, top of the year. But we got something special before it comes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You get to release a new song just about every season, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look at some of these questions in here. You go ahead, put your questions in here. Ask
What's
away.
Up, Cuz?
Chocolate Bunny. So you already answered that one. He already said, but when will
Saint
Percentage
right there?
Okay, we saw that one. You answered that already. I do like your voice and music.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing, cuz. Oh, you got your cousin in here?
Yeah, that she go right there.
What's up, Master P?
EP or CD project. The first album is out. Love Episodic 1 is out. Love Episodic 2 will be here at the top of the year.
My favorite song, I think my favorite song right now is that you sent me is Happy.
Happy, okay.
Man, I love that song, bro. I just like the way it feels.
The acoustic joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really showcases your vocals.
Gotcha. Yeah.
On that thing. You know,
yeah, we peeled it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I love like you know, stripped down, because I like to hear what a person has to offer vocally.
Where they at? Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I get it. You hear it all though in the studio. When they come in the studio, you can tell, huh?
Yeah.
You let everybody know.
Absolutely, yeah. Man. You know what's funny? And me and Tank still got this ongoing thing, because when I first met Tank, he came and he had an up-tempo record, and I said, why you have that? So he thought I was dissing him, but I really wasn't. So he said he still remembers it to this day. Yeah. And he said, you was like, usually dudes that can't sing come out with an up-tempo record first. Yeah, because it didn't showcase his voice at all, and I knew what he could do. This dude is talented. He plays the piano, you know, he sings.
Yeah.
It's almost like you hide behind a beat, but you got so much more to offer. And
gotcha.
Shortly after that, Maybe I Deserve came out.
Yeah, then people got a dose of his vocals. Yeah, Tank and go, man. He was actually on Saints and Sinners. He actually guest starred on the show with me. I think season 2. I want to say 2 or 3.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I voiced all the commercials for that joint.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm the voice of Bounce TV, brother. You already know.
Already. Yes, sir.
Big B said, are you looking to direct and produce your own projects? Good question.
I am. I actually just finished my own project, man. It's called The Greener Grass Experiment. I directed it and produced it and wrote it, and I've had it under wraps for almost probably over a year now. I'm just finishing right now. We scoring it right now, so I'm excited for people to see it, man. It's actually a TV show. It's a limited series, so I've been kind of working on it behind the scenes for a while, and this is it,
so
man.
You got bit by the bug, and you went all the way in, huh?
Yeah, man. I wanted to do it because, and what I found when I started directing is that I knew a lot more than I thought. Just having been on sets for the last 20 years, so it kind of came. It came instinctively. So I want to definitely expand on it, you know, and tell more stories. So I'm excited for people to see it. I think people are gonna be shocked, man.
Oh, that is so crazy. And, you know, like it almost seems like it happened by accident, but it really didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With you moving to LA, and you wasn't really desiring to act, but you were curious. No. And you had something that was natural that was there already.
Yeah, I had no idea, man. When I came out there, I actually stalked that. I was like, why everybody got pictures of themselves out here, man? I think I remember telling one of my boys in the group, like, I'm glad we do music, man, because if the song hot is hot, period. I was explaining to them, and I ended up doing it. So, no, it's a great thing. No, I enjoy it, man.
That's crazy. So, you know what's funny? I don't think I ever shared this story with you. I probably told it before. But years ago, I auditioned for a soap opera, right? So when I walked in, you know, like I grew up shy. So I have a bit of shyness I don't like small groups of people, but I learned how to overcome it. So when I walked into the room to read, I just cracked a joke. So the lady introduced me to the girl that I was going to be reading opposite of. I said, we already know each other. And everybody just paused and kind of like looked around. She said, we do? I said, yeah, we went to kindergarten together. And she kept looking like that. Everybody in the room was quiet as a mouse, man. She said, really? And I said, no, I'm just playing with y'all. I'm just playing. So everybody just bust out laughing. She said, I was about to say, you don't look like you're Jewish, right? So we started reading, right? And the lady was like, she said, stop right there. That was great. She said, do it again. So I did it again. Then she said, one more time, just for giggles. So this lady comes over and talks to me. And she said, do you live here in LA? And I said, no, I don't. And she said, would you move to LA? Have you taken any acting classes? And I was like, nah. She said, oh my gosh. She said, you just have something naturally. And she said, I would suggest to you to take some acting classes. It'll just enhance what you already have. She said, move here to LA. And by January, when pilot season comes around, she said, I can almost guarantee you, even if this soap opera thing doesn't work out, somebody will pick you up.
Wow.
And when I got home and I scared myself. I scared myself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I self-sabotaged myself.
For real, man.
I did. And you know what's
funny? Are you always in the rearview mirror about that?
Look, I'm going to tell you something crazy. When I went in the hallway, there was a security guy out there.
Yeah.
And he stopped me, right? He said, brother, come here for a second. Let me holler at you. I said, what's up? He said, man, I don't know what it is about you. I don't know what you have. He said, but do you know who that was that you were talking to? And I said, no, not really. I don't have no idea. He said, that lady is the head of NBC Daytime. He said, I've worked with her for decades. I've never heard her laugh before. You made her laugh. He said, you got something special. You better listen. And I self-sabotaged myself, bro.
I'm getting angry right now. I'm over here steaming right now. Bro. You tricked off the bag, Cayman. Why? Wow.
I did. But you know what? I'm man enough to admit it now. You know, there's a lot of things.
It takes a lot. Huh? It takes a lot for you to admit that part, to say that, because I mean, a lot of people come to Hollywood like that, and you know, when the opportunity knocks, they may not take advantage of it. But I mean, you landed on your feet, obviously. But I feel you. But
yeah. But you start thinking, ain't nothing I can do about it now. But you know, I started thinking about that years later, and I'm able to show how I self-sabotage myself, because a lot of people scare themselves out of things that they actually can do.
They certainly do. All the time. They certainly do. They say it happens every day, especially in that game. Self-sabotage. Yeah. I think for me though, I burned all the boats when I went out to LA. Wasn't no going home. I was in a hotel living at Days Inn, then the Motel 8, and I just knew that I was going to get on somehow. I kept telling my boys, we're going to sign and go home. And I knew we were. So they ended up moving back, but I ended up staying. It ended up clicking for me. But I think you kind of have that mentality. Now, me looking back, would I have done what I did then now? Probably not. I probably wouldn't have drove the car out west not knowing nobody and got a hotel room. I wouldn't have done that. But ignorance is bliss, I guess. When you got that youthful, can't lose energy, you got to ride with it. That's why I think I'm not a plan B type of guy. When people ask me about something to fall back on, my thing is, and this is me personally, I might not even admit this to my kid, but it's if you got a plan B, you end up using it. It's kind of what my mentality was, and a lot of logical people would beg to differ, but I think for every artist, you got to kind of have that mentality. Yeah,
I feel that, man. I really do. And you know, and the truth of the matter is, you can always do more than one thing.
You can.
Yeah, but you don't get a whole bunch of chances to do it. It's only one time around, bro. You ain't coming back once you die.
Boy, if we learn anything this year about that, you got to take advantage of it. You got to seize the moment.
Yeah, because everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a purpose, and once you find that, you got to remain true to it, and you can do it. Sir. It's just putting in the work. You know what I mean? So for you to be fearless like you were as a youngster, you know, and I think sometimes, man, I think I probably had it too good. You know, I was comfortable in the space that I was in, and then you know, you start to learn lessons as you grow. So really, people working a job, and somebody fussed with me one day. They was like, "Man, you killing all kind of time."
Yeah.
And I started to realize it because when I first got in radio, I was doing a shift that was on at 10 o'clock at night. So I did a slow jam from 10 to 2, but I had all of this whole day that I could have been doing something else. I don't even know what I did with that time. I burned it up and wasted it, but I can't get that back. So, you know, the thing is, you got to pick up from when you realize and use the time wisely that you do have.
But you're still young enough to where you learned it, you processed it, and you can continue to grow and continue your path. But I think downtime, there's no such thing as downtime. I feel like there's always, you can self-improve or enhance or add on to your vision or help somebody else. I think I get that from my mom. She would never let me sleep in. And if I heard her coming, I knew I was finna get put to work. So I think that energy kind of stayed with me. But I think that's the key with young people, is just not to give up. And even if you set out and do something that you end up not pursuing that far, if you put your whole self into it, you usually land on your feet with what you are supposed to be doing. But just do something. Put your whole self in something, and you're always guaranteed good results, even if it's just a lesson learned.
Yeah. You know what? And keeping it to that point, you know what I see a lot is because instant gratification is such a thing.
Yeah, man.
And if it doesn't happen like right now, it's easier to say, "No, I ain't gonna be able to do this," and walk away.
Right.
It doesn't put you like sometimes you just throw your hands up too quick and you walk away.
You do. And you got to stick it in there. Yep. You got, because anybody that's successful, anybody that has any measured level of success, they got 100 failures and they got a story of them persevering over at some point it looking like they weren't going to be able to achieve what they set out to do, but they just stuck with it. That's the same story for everybody. So, and some stick with it and some don't. But I think that's just key, man. I have even myself, you know, I constantly I'm working on myself mentally to stay in that space. You know what I mean? To not let that left side of my brain be the loudest voice in my head. You know what I mean? That rationale, that skeptical guy that we all have that says, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," or "You can't do that, man. You need to just, you know."
Yeah.
Put a way down. Turn him off.
Yeah. And the people around you that say it.
Right.
Miss Rosie got it right, the microwave mentality. It's exactly what I call it.
And then you got this social media thing where everybody's posting successes, and there's like, whenever you feel you feeling good, you log on to your timeline and somebody one up you, and you know, that comparison is the thief of joy. So you're like, damn, I thought I was, but look at it, you know, and it's like, and this image is constantly rolling, constantly. The activity on their life looks like it's so much more than yours, and people get sucked into it, and it affects their self-esteem. It makes you, you know, especially for kids, because we didn't have to grow up with that. But kids, as soon as they get a phone, they are instantly thrown into the hamster wheel of comparison, and while they're trying to develop themselves and find themselves, they're getting all these suggestions from social media. So it's got to be tough, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, one thing for sure, we don't know how many takes it took for you to get that perfect shot or that perfect video. They probably done took like 20, 30 takes before they posted that thing, making their life look.
Then we're gonna run that filter. We're gonna crop that.
Put that filter on there. But you know what, Keith? You know, like, and to that point, man, things have gotten so bad to the point that CVS, as big as CVS is, on their makeup products, they started putting on their in the store that this picture has been retouched. And it really kind of goes to show you that it's hard for the generation now to separate reality. You can't separate it. So like, why does her skin look like mine and I got these bumps on my face? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I was saying, I talked to my brother. I was like, because he has teenagers, and I was saying it's almost as if reality and fiction have been reversed, to where we live through our phones and we just we move through our lives to get back to the moment, to our phone, to the fiction of it. Like, people are actually really walking down the street, but their focus is on their phone into this fictional world while they're actually doing real things. So it's almost inverted at some point, because especially now with the quarantine, where the only way people can communicate, i.e., is through social media. So it's tricky, because it's a good thing. It's as good as it can be, and it's as bad as it can be. It really depends on the way that it's used. Yeah, you know, and it was headed that way. Bobby said, "What's up, Keith?"
What up, Bobby?
You remember Bobby, my manager, Bobby?
Oh yeah. What's up, man?
That's him, Big Country right there. That's him.
Appreciate you.
So what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I got thrown off.
You talking about social media?
Yeah. So I was talking about, you know, even with the pandemic being like it is now, you know, we was headed that direction. Now it's killed the social aspects of our life. You can't hug nobody. You can't slap nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's playing out just like what we saw it going to. Yeah,
it's almost, people call it social, but I call it anti-social media.
It is. It's very anti-social.
You know, so even I just wonder, as a kid, you know, you know, in high school, when you take somebody to the prom, when you want to talk to a girl, you had to apply yourself and walk up and introduce them and in yourself, or slow dance, you know, just the way that human beings interact with one another. Now it's like, you know, DM them, swipe left, you know, click, like. It's like it's such an antisocial movement to do something. It's such an impersonal movement to try to achieve some type of personal relationship. You know what I mean? So it's kind of it's different, man. It's different, but you know,
people don't even ask for no phone number no more, bro. They don't even ask for the phone number. I said people don't even ask for no phone number no more.
No, you ain't got to ask for the phone number. they just add them, and then I have all the time now. It's like yesterday, I was walking to the bank, and some dude and his girl walked by me and said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" I walked to the bank. I got a DM. "Hey, man, I saw you on the street down there. I just want to boom, boom, boom." And that happens all the time where people see you in public, and that was me at the stand at the ticket counter. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like they can get right to you now. So it's like,
right.
You know, it's a good thing and can be a bad thing. It really depends on how it's used.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Because I love that aspect of it as fans, or people appreciate your work and stuff like that. That's the blessing of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, so, true.
But if you out here doing crimes and you owe somebody some money, boy, you can't hide.
No, sir. Not at all. Look, even if you don't use social media, if you got a smartphone, they know where you are.
We know where you at.
We got you. We've been watching you.
Yep.
All right, here's a question for you, Keith, from Miss Rosie. Miss Rosie, funny as I don't know what, man. She live in L.A. I talked to her about an hour one night on this social media platform.
Oh,
she
wow.
said, who are some of your music inspirations?
Music inspirations. Donny Hathaway is huge for me. Stevie Wonder. I love Sade. I love Sting. I'm a huge Sting fan. That might be my favorite artist.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, man. I love Sting. Those are probably my top. Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, Sting are probably my top three. But I mean, I'm a music lover, so I can find there's probably hard to find an album out there or a body of work where I can't find one song that I like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I kind of get down with it all.
I feel that.
Yeah.
All right, be sharp. Would you do a track with a new aspiring artist?
Absolutely. If they hard. Is you hard?
I actually know B Sharp. He and I signed to the same agency. He's a voiceover artist. That boy sings.
Oh,
man, he is incredible. He's an incredible.
I'm totally open to that. I'm always with that. Matter of fact, when I go over here tonight, I'm about to work with some new artists. They're a live band, which is kind of the direction I want to go with my next album. So I'm eager to kick over them. Atlanta's just calling with talent, man. I always run into great talent when I come through here.
Hey, bro, that live band, that live music takes music to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I think, I think I got to believe that we're going to get back to that sooner than later.
Yeah, we got to. So when you record with them, are you going to, because, you know, I did the virtual release party the other day with Lettucey, and she got a lot of live music on her new album, Wild Card.
Yeah.
That thing off the chain.
Lettucey is she's dope. I did a play with her. Believe that?
You did? Which one?
Yeah. What was it called? I think it was called Bachelor Party or something. This was a Don Welch play we did probably about 6 years ago. It was me, Lettucey, Darius McCrary, Flex Alexander, Kenny Lattimore. Wow. It was actually, it was a dope play, man. We had a lot of we just ran it for 2 nights in LA, man. It was sold out both nights, and man, we had a blast, man. Nothing like that live stage energy. Yeah.
That's dope. You gotta be a heck of an actress to do that live stage, but that's that live stage.
Yeah, you gotta bring it. You gotta talk to the last row.
You ever got up there and forgot something on stage?
I don't think so, man. Not on stage. I don't think so. Not on stage. Maybe in a.
What about performing? Have you ever forgotten a lyric when you perform?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My own song.
Does improv take over at that point? Or what happens?
Well, improv takes over if they've heard the song before. They never heard the song before. I might just, break it down. Really, yeah, however the spirit moved me. But yeah, I definitely forget lyrics of my own stuff for sure. The band looking at me crazy, like, what are you doing, bruh? So, but you know, you gotta play it off, and it's live. That's the thing about being live music. You can just, you know,
right, you can just flow with it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't nobody know.
Oh, look, Chief, here's a real good question, right? Really, really, Suzanne. And I think I already know the answer to this. If you had to pick one to do, singing or acting, you can't do both. Which one is it?
Oh, I gotta choose. Yeah, I gotta go with singing. I gotta go with singing. Yeah. If I have to choose, but then I'm gonna set the stage up like a scene, and we're gonna act out a scene as we sing. So I'm gonna get away with it somehow. I'm gonna put a couch in there, some cameras.
Right, I'm gonna do a video to the song so I can still get my
video, a real dramatic video.
It's a good way to work it in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what does this say? Hold on, I just got to push on it. I got to see what this says up close. Okay. Can you please ask R. Kelly people bless me with one of his cars since he can't drive? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what you wanted to do with that one, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just saw something about, R. Kelly got beat up the other day.
Yeah, I heard he got jumped on. I heard it was not too severe, but
yeah, they said the guards jumped in and stopped it, but the prisoners just got tired of people protesting outside.
Yeah.
So he probably every time the protests happen, they lock the prison down.
Yeah, because locks the prison down. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's the ugly thing, man. That whole situation is ugly, man. So it's so weak. I actually opened for R. Kelly in high school, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was that like? Did you get a chance to talk to him or no?
I did. I met him after the show because I was in a group called Chemistry, a local group in Augusta. We were like Diet Jodeci. We did
Diet Jodeci.
We was Diet Jodeci. We was like Lean Jodeci. We had the combat moves. We sound good though. I can sing. My boy can dance, so that's how we got away with it. But we opened for a lot of local acts, a lot of major acts that came to the city. And Richmond High School, they had R. Kelly come. This was like first album, Honey Love and Vibe.
Yeah, that was public announcement.
He was incredible. He was super talented from day one. I was like, man, this cat is unreal. So I met him after the show. Yeah, I met him after the show. And actually, I had wrote this song called "Keep You Warm," my first song I ever wrote. And some of the homies knew I wrote the song. It was like, hey, sing the song, man. Sing the song. Oh, go ahead, man. Sing it to him. So I'm in backstage singing my little song I wrote in my Trapper Keeper called "Keep You Warm" to R. Kelly, trying to get my one-way ticket out of Augusta. True story.
Yeah, that thing on notebook paper, huh?
Oh yeah, R. Kelly he was nodding his head like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, all right, bro. So
that's what he said too.
Yeah, he was cool though.
he liked your song though, huh?
I mean, he had like he liked it, but I guess he had to do that in every city he came through. It was somebody from there trying to get up out of there. So, he was cool about it. Okay. But this was a long time ago. This was the first album for him.
Yeah, that's true. That was a long time ago. That was 90s, man.
199 Washington Road, baby.
Oh, say what, y'all? Do you ever take social media breaks?
Yeah, I think so. I do. I mean, I haven't taken one in a while, but I need to now that you mention it. But yeah, I try to monetize how much I look at. I mean, I try to log on once a day at least and post something just to stay in the mix. And depending on what I got going on, if I have something going on or what's going on in the world, I feel like I've been really active on social media this year because every day is something that we need to speak on collectively, and the last thing I want to do is shut up and not be counted right now. So I be talking, I be saying, I be posting, I be doing stuff. Yeah, so, but yeah, I take social media breaks. I think it's necessary for all of us.
Oh yeah, definitely for the mental, because this stuff can form an addiction, man.
Man, I think we already there. It'll pile up on you quick.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Let me see what else we got in here. I saw a couple other questions. Oh, here's a good one. Miss Rosie, whose life story would you like to portray?
Donny Hathaway.
Oh,
yeah. I've always put that out in the atmosphere. I think that would be a compelling story. I think it's one that should be told. And I'm just a fan of his music so much and what he did for a short time that he was here musically.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a little mystery around his life and his demise. I feel like it's a story that should be told, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my dream.
Do you play piano or anything?
I play piano.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You good at it, or you can just play Yankee Doodle?
I wouldn't charge you. You hear me? Most of the time I'm doing it in the studio where I'm tapping out melodies or writing songs. You know, if I'm in the studio creating records, is usually where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
You know, if it's me and John Legend on the keys, John probably got me on the keys.
Right, he gonna win.
He got me on the keys, yeah.
Let me see here.
What's up, Monica?
Did you ever not get a role and what did they say? And you were glad about it afterwards?
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think of one now because I don't want to. Let me see. That's kind of like an actor's life, is you always, that you always have those thank you Lord moments where you kind of campaign and sleep with a role and digest it, and then when you see who got it and you see how the project turns out, you kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, that wasn't really
right. That wasn't me, really.
That wasn't really on the menu for me. Thank you, Lord. I thought I knew what I wanted. I didn't know. Thank you. Glory. Thank you for no.
Hey, what's the favorite movie set that you've been on and why?
Favorite movie set that I've been on?
I'm talking about like outside of the movie itself. Just the people were great. Just the camaraderie. Just being on the set, had a fun experience. You learned something great.
You know what? It's funny. I would say 35 and Ticking, man.
Oh, really?
Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, that's my man Russ Parr did that movie.
Yeah, it was really that and This Christmas.
Oh wow!
This Christmas was a lot of fun too, because all of us were kind of starting our career. Me, Chris Brown, Columbus Short, Regina King, Laz Alonso, Idris Elba, Mekhi Phifer, Delroy Lindo, Lauren London. It was all of us kind of young talent, young wave was coming through. We were all kind of just starting off, and all of us had come off of another hit movie, so we still had that youthful exuberance, that freshman energy. So we would hang a lot after me and Chris would go hoop 24 or go out. It was and same with 35 and Ticking. This is right before Kevin exploded. So me and him and Tamala Jones and Nicole Ari Parker, Darius McCray, we would hang out a lot off the set and just have a lot in common because we're all kind of going through a similar experience in the business. So those were fun, man.
Wow. That's good stuff, man. So what's next on the horizon for Keith?
Well, we're going to knock down this season 5 of Saints and Sinners right now. I'm going to drop this Greener Grass Experiment. This is the project that I directed and wrote and starred in soon after we're finishing that up. Love Episodic 2 is in the works right now. I was going to drop it before the pandemic, but when the pandemic came, the subject matter of the songs changed. So, just with life, I've kind of really taken an enlightened direction with that creatively. So I'm eager to put out that. And Saints and Sinners, the movie, we're doing right after we finish season 5. That'll drop before season 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you heard it here first. Shh. But that's what we're about to get into after we wrap this season.
I need to get in that. You need to start pitching that now.
Okay. I'm gonna roll up there tomorrow.
Yeah, I need to be in that. So real quick, Keith, you said the subject matter changed with the songs. Is it okay to still talk about normal life in the middle of a pandemic? Why would your subject matter change?
I think not. I think maybe because I think Love Episodic 1 or just songs in general, R&B records or soul albums were really 90% of them were about love and relationship in life, and as it related to the love aspect. But being so many things have happened as far as with my people, with the COVID, with just your outlook on your relationship, even love songs change up. They become, I think the stakes are a lot higher in love and relationship now because it is life. Yeah. Everything is life and death. I think it's not just about relational love. It's about universal love. It's about self-love. It's about standing up and being counted. You know, I had one song on my last album that was called Undefeated, which is, I had the kids from the Whitehall Music Academy in Los Angeles come in and sing with me about self-esteem. And now that one song for this album probably would make up for 5 or 6 songs on this album, just because, wow, you know, when you sit down to approach a love song now or approach subject matter, there's so many other things that I feel like not only you reflectively think about, but things that you need to think about. You know, if you have a microphone and a platform of any form, I think it's important that as an artist you address what's going on and throw your 10 cents in. So right, that's the artist's responsibility, I feel like.
Yeah, I can understand that, man. I just wanted to throw that out there and see where your head was on it, because statistically, I was reading some stats on some of these dating apps. Yeah, they were saying the dating scene is going through the roof, even in the midst of a pandemic, and people's conversations are not always sex driven. They're talking about more valuable things
which is awesome. Which is awesome. Yeah. Which is actually one of the positive things, if you can say, about being quarantined or having to reprioritize what's important. You know, the little frivolous things that you use as a criterion to judge if you wanted to be with somebody, they probably out the door now. It's like, I ain't got time for it, shorty. You know what I mean? It's real out the door. So we're gonna do this, or, you know, in a nutshell, like let's get to the core and see what it is or see what it ain't. Because you know, my timeline is crazy right now. You know, every day I wake up with something crazy going on. So I can see how that could happen very easily.
Right, you're right, man.
Yeah.
So Love Episodic 2, when you plan on putting that out?
I'm gonna drop the full length album once the season 5 of Saints and Sinners drop. But I'm gonna drop a couple singles beforehand. But I'm gonna drop the full length tonight. Saints and Sinners season 5 drops. Okay.
So everybody keep that in mind. And Saints and Sinners, they don't have a date yet, right? Sometime in 2024.
What you say?
I said Saints and Sinners, that doesn't have a release date yet.
Hold on 1 second. I can't hear you. Come on.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying Saints and Sinners, that doesn't have a release date yet.
Why can't I hear you? You said something about Saints and Sinners.
Yeah, what's the premiere date for the new season?
They don't have a premiere date just yet.
Right.
But it's coming out next year, 2021.
2021, okay. G.I. Joe said, how's your new baby boy?
Hey. My new baby boy is awesome. He's 4 months old, and he already talking and kicking and crawling and teething. It's wonderful, man. Best gig of my life, man. It's awesome. I've been singing to him out the room, so hopefully he'll be a vocalist in a little while. He does a lot of screaming right now, but I feel like it's in key. I feel like that's a G right there.
That's beautiful, man. And congratulations on fatherhood too, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, brother. Well, head on to the studio, man. You got work to get in with that live band. Make sure everybody put on a mask.
Say that one more time.
I said, go ahead and head to the studio, get your session in. Make sure everybody wears a mask.
For sure, man. Appreciate you having me always, brother. I appreciate this love and support, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You know how we do.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good night, my brother.
Peace.
Peace.